Okay, everybody, we are in the master bedroom in my house. This is my wife's makeup, or some of her makeup collection. Just what I could find. So let's take some of it and put it in some baits. Hopefully, guys, I don't get killed. Okay, everybody, here it is. So this is arguably more out there than the Kool-Aid and coffee videos. We have some lovely shades of cosmetics here, makeup. A lot of our bait materials that we use, the glitters, the pigments, the powders, were developed for the cosmetic industry. This makeup, whatever's in there, probably shares some very common materials with what we use in bait making. But I'm not sure, and I don't know how this is going to work, but we're going to find out. So what I can do is I can kind of like scrape this out and powder it down and then mix it in. Hopefully kind of just like a regular mica powder. I think this is blush. Yeah, that's blush, I'm pretty sure. That's, yeah, you can see it colored my finger there. Yeah, so we're gonna play around with some stuff. We might mix some of this with regular pigments, but obviously the goal of the video is just to see if you can go steal your wife or girlfriend's makeup collection and make good fishing lures with it. Because if so, it's totally worth it, guys. So what I'm gonna try to do is, I have some dead-on plastic here, of course, and this is just a happy medium blend. This is the swimbait blend. We're gonna make a few different types of things. We have some ribbon tail worms, some jerk baits, hand pour swim bait, a little craw bait. We're just going to kind of make just a little hodgepodge of different things here, just a group of random baits and random colors, all incorporating makeup. It might not be that the entire color is just a makeup, but it's going to be in there. And we're going to see how this stuff works. So we're going to make a few different things. I guess we'll start with a worm. See where we can take that. All right, so here's a close-up, detailed look at this stuff. I can pretty much just kind of scoop it, and it will kind of powder on me like that. So I think this is actually going to work. So what we're going to do is we're just going to scoop out a few different things, maybe add some flake to some of this plastic and just kind of see how it reacts, see if and how it colors the plastic. And then we're actually going to try to make a bait that doesn't look crappy out of it. So a lot of work to do tonight, but exciting stuff. I never thought I'd be putting makeup in fishing lures, but now we are. Okay, here we go, guys. There's some charcoal makeup there. Okay, so let's just kind of get some of that out. All right, let's see what happens here. Okay, looking good so far. I think I'm going to maybe scoop a little bit more out. Okay. Here comes the big moment. Let's see if it stirs in and if it colors the plastic. It may just want to clump up for all I know and not, you know, I may have to powder this stuff better than just scooping it out, which it's looking like I may have to do if I try to knock it. Yeah, it's actually colored it slightly. Okay. All right, yeah, it actually does mix in. So we're going to add some more here. And then come on, get in focus. Yeah. And then I have some flake in mind that I'm going to use as well. Just to add some sparkle and contrast here. That way it looks like it's a real color that actually looks like a bait that somebody would actually make. And not just makeup thrown into the plastic here. You know, so kind of like I did with the Kool-Aid. You know, I'm starting with oddball base here and gonna try to, you know, just use regular bait logic to try to make a color that doesn't completely suck. Yeah, it's definitely bubbling up, but you know, I have kind of a nice charcoal gray going. So I'm going to keep stirring that until I feel like it's done, and then we'll add some flake to it. Okay, so I'm reading up on makeup here. Earliest known users of makeup were the ancient Egyptians. Plants, minerals, almonds, copper, lead. I don't think I'm putting almonds, copper, and lead. Let's see, China, ancient Greece. Let's see. Today people use makeup. Let's see. Most of them have water, oil, and wax. The water dissolves the other ingredients. This helps them mix together. Yeah, I know that. Come on. I don't want these little facts here. Any makeup with color contains a coloring agent. These come from minerals, plants, and even animals. Vegan. Yeah, it doesn't really say what the pigment in it is. I was just kind of curious if it was like, hey, straight mica powder or something that we're all familiar with. But look at how well that does. I had to put it in my vacuum chamber to get the air out. But once I did, it looks great. And I even reheated it in the microwave. So it does kind of work. So yeah, let's move forward. This is kind of getting fun. All right, so now we're going to mix up a color. So I like to actually add blue flake. This is something I've kind of done before. Something just made a weird sound in here. So I actually like to add blue flake to like a charcoal. So I've kind of tried to make this look before, obviously not using makeup. But here we go, and then some little hologram flake. Stuff is beautiful. Okay. Just a really, really absolute simple color idea here. And we'll just kind of see how it does. I think it'll do pretty well. Yeah, check that out. That's pretty. You know what that looks like? That looks like bait fish. Zoom has a color called bait fish. That looks very bait fishy. But we're going to make bait fish worms. Okay, here we go. So have our plastic here. All right. And let's do it. First ever makeup baits. Oh, golly. Come on, Jones. First ever makeup baits, at least for me. I'm sure somebody's done it at some point. But this is first that I've done that I know about, and hopefully the first on YouTube. You know, you never know what's in your house that can be used for bait making. Good buddy of mine, Brad Hardy, over at Oracle Lures, has always told me to tear my house apart and I will find hidden treasures that will assist in lure making. And if you live with a female, I think there's another one here. Another hidden treasure. And I'm going to use the remainder of this cup here to pour a few hand pour worms. So, speaking of Oracle Lures, a minute ago, Brad Hardy made this mold for me. It's a little custom worm mold made that, or a custom hand pour worm mold that he made for me. A big old 10 cavity monster here. I'm pouring around the camera, so it's going to be very sloppy. I got a new tripod for the camera, and it requires the camera to sit a little higher up. So I actually have less room to work around, but this is the perspective that I like. This is the angle of footage that I like. I like to film my videos like you are literally me. You're standing in front of the shop, in front of my table, seeing everything that's happening as if you were standing right next to me. Okay, here we go. First ever baits made with cosmetic makeup. Here we go. Drum roll, please. All right, here we go. You can see I've been using that torch a lot. Look at that. That is actually, bring it around here. This is actually a worm, y'all. Boy, I really like the hologram and the gray. You know, the actual color, the charcoal is really nice. Like, it's not. Yeah, it's that's really good. Kind of struggling to focus here, but yeah, there we go. What do you guys think? Is that pretty decent? It's not the best color ever. It's just kind of a simple color, but got to start somewhere here. You know, I wanted to make something, you know, relatively simple for the first ones here. For the, you know, these are the guinea pig baits, the dummy baits. You know, I had no idea if this stuff was even going to work at all. You know, it may have just had a bad reaction with the plastic, or you kind of never really know. So, you know, like, you know, do this kind of stuff with a lot of caution in mind. You know, if you're adding a foreign object that is not made by a bait maker or a bait supply maker, always proceed with caution. Yeah, that's not bad. We're gonna throw those over there in the bath, and then we'll move on. And I'm just looking at these hand pores here. So that's what the worm looks like. It's kind of a long, smooth finesse worm. You'll see there's no ribs or detailing on it necessarily. It's an awesome worm. Got a little bit of trimming to do, but yeah, that's that right there. Kind of looks like a snake. It's a little snake. And just real quick here, if you look at that injector, you'll see all these little fragments of plastic in there. I like to clean my injectors a lot, and I literally will just take some worm oil and squirt them into both halves, okay? And, oh, I gotta get my brush, hold on. And then I'll literally just take a brush like that and just kind of do this number for a minute. All it needs is just a few of those. All right. And now your injectors are very clean. Push those out. Clean off any little pieces that are on there. All right. Now I have a very, very smoothly operated injector. All right. So that's just a quick little tidbit on just kind of some maintenance. Definitely want to clean your injector. The worm oil helps clean it and helps lubricate your O-rings, which is essential to prolonging the life of your injector. Okay, this one right here I'm actually really excited about. I think I'm onto something. So I was looking through this container here, all right, and I kind of saw this kind of dark gold up here in the corner. And it looks like the top half of Arkansas Shiner, which is a very popular color. Arkansas Shiner is a great color. So we're going to try to make Arkansas Shiner. So I'm going to kind of dip some of that out, put it on that side. Oops. And this makeup, if you'll notice, there wasn't a whole lot of color in that last example. So I think you definitely need to use quite a bit of it for this. But we're going to stop there and see how that does. Now, I don't have, there's none of the makeup samples that I have here are white or kind of off-white or a cream. So I'm just going to use some regular mica powder here to make the bottom side, because Arkansas Shiner is more or less a kind of a dark golden pearl top, and then more of a white pearl bottom. I think it's actually probably a little bit of an off-white bottom, but that's just what we're going to use for this example. And I think we'll actually get a pretty decent Arkansas Shiner. All right, so again, we've all seen white pearl on here. All right, now let's see, we can get this looking like I think it's going to look. There again, it's kind of hard to tell sometimes, when you're using new materials. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, I might need to add some more, but guys, look at this. That is starting to have the Arkansas Shiner look. You can already see the contrast between the two. Oh, yes, and I have just a beautiful jerkbait mold here from Angling AI. Oh my gosh, can you tell I'm excited? This is fun stuff. Doing this kind of crap right here is absolutely a blast. I really like that. I'm gonna kind of keep stirring this in and bring them back up to temperature a little bit. And I think we're good to go on the Arkansas Shiner here. Look at that. That is Arkansas dang Shiner. Straight from, straight from whatever this is. So if your lady at home or girlfriend has some of that, hey, grab it. Make some Arkansas Shiner. All right, here we go. Gonna grab the injector. Top side is the left side, so the top side is the golden side. So here we go. Let's see what we can get. Come on, get in there. Alrighty. Okay, there's one. That actually looks really good. I'm telling you what, there are definitely has to be some kind of similarities here in the way that these are pigmented and actually colored, because this stuff looks, I mean, if I showed you this plastic, I could 100% lie to you and say that this is all mica powder. Okay, there we are. There are the, what I hope looks like Arkansas Shiner. I haven't actually taken them out yet. So let's do that. So let's look at that top there. You can see some of that didn't mix in fully. It definitely needs to be a little bit more gold, but that's really not bad considering it's makeup. So let's look at what we have here. Look at that. Aside from the fact that I didn't mix it enough, a few bubbles here and there, but that is really close to Arkansas Shiner. Yeah, I'll try and, you know what, let me try to find a picture of Arkansas Shiner. Arkansas Shiner. See if my phone will pull it up here. Yeah, so, well, that's got some color enhancement on it. But you can see the top is kind of like yeah, definitely not as close as I thought. But you can see the bottom isn't exactly white. That's kind of a crummy laminate there. Zoom didn't do a very good job on that one. All these pictures are kind of bad. You know, so like here's a different take on it right there. That's kind of got a more green top with a white pearl. But you know, you can see the top of it is kind of a dark gold pearl. So I actually think if I had added more to this and maybe altered it a little bit, it would have been closer. But in the cup, man, I tell you, that had me fooled. In the cup, I thought it was actually going to look a little bit more like the top. But these are good. I mean, this is, I would still classify this as an Arkansas Shiner. I mean, if somebody sent me a picture of this, that's kind of what I would think they were going for, was Arkansas Shiner. I mean, there's really no other name for this exact kind of colorway here. So, yeah, look at that. A really good handful of jerkbaits there, and they really don't look too bad. I mean, that'll catch the heck out of them. Caught many fish on Arkansas Shiner in my day. Okay, so we're going to make a few crawls real quick. This time we're going to use what I think is blush. I don't know. I recognize the name Mac, though. Pretty sure there's a store called Mac in our mall. So we're going to get out a bunch of this stuff. And we're going to keep this one real simple. We're just going to put that in there and then add some black flake and see what happens. Okay, guys, this is fascinating. This blush is my favorite so far. Do y'all see all the gold that's also in that? You can see that gold sheen? It's like it has gold highlight. This is like a pink and gold with gold highlight. That is actually really, really awesome. and I didn't notice it till it was fully mixed in. So we're going to add a little texture. That's the big size flake right there, 0.062 in a black. That way it'll have lots of contrast. Again, nothing crazy here with the colors. You know, this isn't the best color in the world, but I wanted to use the blush, and I am thoroughly surprised with how well it looks, or with how good it looks. I'm gonna angle the cup. Whenever you think you might not have enough plastic, you can kind of set your cup on something and angle it. It is dangerous because you can spill it. So if you do that, don't blame me. Just it's just a little trick to be able to squeeze every bit of plastic out of that cup there. And just like with any of this stuff, gotta use caution at every single turn. That's funny right there. Check this out. That's really not bad. I didn't quite push hard enough. Didn't fill in that last little bit there, but wow. Those actually could pass as a color that I would have confidence in. And you can really see the gold now. Yeah, you know, those are actually a pretty bright, visible bait. You know, those would, you know, I'd flip that. I'd throw that on a bed. You know, this is why bait making is so fun. So many cool, fun experiments and ways to explore just the entire realm and all the possibilities. Okay, well, last but not least, we're going to try to pull off a swim bait. I've already poured a white belly, or excuse me, a white pearl belly from the white pearl that we had. But now I'm going to try to do just kind of your basic 3-layer vein laminate. So I'm going to use this kind of turquoise stuff as the center line, the blood line, or the vein, as it's called. So we're just going to, let me see if I can get, yeah. We're actually going to attempt to powder it a little better. That way it mixes in a little more. Okay. Come on, focus. It's like I try to look at the camera screen to make sure that we're good and watch what I'm doing all at the same time. And then the top side we're going to do with the charcoal stuff again, because that just made sense in my mind. This will kind of be like a blue or a turquoise kind of gizzard shad color, at least in my head. So this actually has a chance to look pretty decent, actually. So anyway, I'm going to stir these in, then we'll be right back. Don't want the video to be too long. Okay, so we have our mold ready, and now we're just going to pour the center line with that stuff. All right? So, just like we've done a bunch of times, just kind of start it there in the middle and pour it till it moves up and down the bait. Okay? Perfect. It actually went past the eyes. The angle that I'm at, the cup was kind of blocking where it was going, so I actually poured it a little too far up the bait. But the tail portion looks good. And then the top layer is going to be that right there. Okay? So, again, both of these are absolutely really good looking colors. All right, and real quick, here we go with the final layer. Okay? Beautiful. All right, pour that till the tail fills in. Looking great. There we go. Hand pour swim bait with makeup. What we're going to do is we're going to torch this mold and heat it up, blend all the layers together really well. We're going to do that off camera to save time, and then we'll put some eyes on and then just kind of show you what it looks like real quick. Okay, everybody, believe it or not, this bait came out awesome. There is makeup shad. That's what we're going to call that. I figured since it had some turquoise in it, I kind of put a bluish turquoise eye. That's a custom eye from Jetson eyes. Look at that. Would you think But so for those of y'all that follow me on Instagram, if I posted that on Instagram, would you think that was made with makeup? Heck no. Well, there it is, everybody. You know, it's actually not a bad spread. You know, those look as normal as anything else. We'll kind of zoom in here just so that you can kind of see a little bit of each color a little bit closer. Let's see, which one is your favorite? I really like my kind of Arkansas shiner effect over there. I mean, obviously the swimbait is kind of the one that stands out most aesthetically, but I think they're all great. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for watching this video. Kind of goofy, kind of fun. There's a helicopter overhead. Kind of goofy, kind of fun, but that's also kind of the point of this, is to explore new ideas and have a good time doing it. The makeup is, you know, I was actually really impressed with this stuff. I found out that some of the other colors also have highlight in them. So there's a lot of similarities between, you know, cosmetics and lure making supplies. Because I mean, think about how many cosmetic products have flake in them, glitter, all sorts of pigments, and this makeup stuff really acted a lot like mica powders. So hey, you know, I'm impressed. So I might actually use some of this stuff again, like no joke. So anyway, hope you guys enjoyed. Try not to get in trouble if you steal your girlfriend or wife's makeup. Maybe try and ask first. I don't know, but give it a shot if you want to. It's definitely worthy of your time. You'll get some cool effects. I mean, like I said, a lot of that stuff even had highlight effect, which if you've ever made a soft plastic bait before, you know that highlights are absolutely incredible in person. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching The World's Worst Fishing today. I'm Chris Jones. Please shoot me a lot of comments down below. Let me know which one was your favorite, and we will catch you next time.